You remember, right? Wealth is a multitude of areas where we multiply and harmonize everything with ourselves. When we feel, we harmonize the events we enter relative to the flexibility we have. The more lightness, love, strength, calmness, confidence, masculinity, flexibility, humor, sexuality, fun, development, and divinity we have, the more these qualities begin to manifest in everyone who interacts with us or crosses paths with us in any way. The power of intention is defined by your confidence, your calmness, your experience, and your desire for it to happen. It is not found in thoughts or even in feelings. Intention is in density and in the state of a thought form, which fills the physical body and simultaneously gives concentration in the heart center and leads to a result regardless of how circumstances align with the momentary thoughts formed. And independent actions by people who were not in a state of mindfulness in the here and now, in the state of man and woman, and in the state of enjoyment and happiness from the process. They become puppets and executors of intent the moment you confidently and calmly, with readiness, whether it works out or not, watch with love how you want it to be. And you transfer this feeling outward while keeping 80-10-10 attention to yourself. What effect does it have? It definitely changes the world. But it's important to know that in our lives, there's only one goal: loving God. God is something that created this whole system and manifests in our physical world only through the manifestation of a man and a woman who interact with each other in harmony and love. Love starts from there. If you remember, there was a pyramid described in my book. I am God. God is me. God is everything. I am everything. Then it goes, I am a man, or I am a woman. And when there is a man and a woman, it forms love between them. And then this state of I am everything begins to manifest physically, creating a state of happiness. And happiness is when whatever happens, you remain in your positive 80-10-10 constructive thinking in the best version and ready for it not to happen. Then this happiness flows into a state of health, where health is a stream of energy, information, and states that passes through us completely without delay. And in the background, it homeopathically changes our energy and forms us anew, constantly updating and becoming better. And then health turns into wealth. But what is wealth? It is closeness to God. Poor is the one who is not with God. Rich is someone who is in a state of harmony between man and woman, in harmony with I am everything, everything is me, and thereby displays complex qualities that lead to wealth, but not just material wealth, also spiritual. Both information and states of knowledge, wealth and wealth friends, and wealth realization, and wealth interests, and wealth love, and youth wealth, and wealth longevity, and wealth success. Therefore, when we are in wealth, where wealth is always less than happiness. More precisely, when we talk about a pyramid, the base is always larger. In other words, I am everything, everything is me, is more than I am a man, I am a woman. I am a man, I am a woman is more than I am love. I am love is more than I am happiness. I am happiness is more than I am health. I am health is more than I am wealth. I am wealth is more than I am youth. You remember, right? Wealth is a multitude of areas in which we multiply and harmonize everything within ourselves. Youth is the ability to quickly switch and not associate yourself with what is happening, what we have, or what we are experiencing. And then comes longevity in this pyramid. Longevity is when we have interest and forward movement, and then integrity happens. I also called it magic, which translates all these qualities together to a new level, and the speed of interactions multiplies several times. So, we return to the power of intention, which actually has a very strong level of altering the world. But again, it works in the short term and cannot simultaneously affect many processes. And so our intention in the form of a goal can be as love for God, which means the state of a man and a woman who harmonize planet Earth. And it, in turn, participates in all more global processes for the universe. Let's move on. The power of feeling. It all depends on how we feel, because any feeling is a limited perception. World, events, and situations through our specific receptors based on the fact that we have some experience and use this experience to nourish our life energy, which is called the future. Because emotions are the past, and the power of emotions is the strength of the past's influence on us. The power of feeling is the power of the impact of harmonious events arranged in the future. And calmness is the power of influencing the present and finding oneself in a more global sense of God and readiness to embrace youth, longevity, and the absence of karma here and now. So when we feel, we harmonize the events we enter in relation to the flexibility we have. And this means that when we pursue the feeling of love, happiness, development, and interest, and there is pleasure in the process, we always multiply what we do. But the most important thing is to switch. Otherwise, this feeling will use us, and we will become expendable. The same goes for the power of emotions. You can't give in to it forever, but you always need to juggle it. Switching and a sense of humor help us with this. Let's move on. Inner strength. Inner strength exists only when we have values that fuel us as entities, interested in the results we can deliver. Or another internal force when we are interested in going into love, which is the development and harmonization of all processes with an inner readiness to die, to lose everything, and at the same time to find and reach a certain level that will be useful and will lead us to change ourselves and thereby the world in which we live. Because the change in each of us affects everyone in our lives, consciously or unconsciously. By influencing planet Earth, we influence everything on it. And the more we embody lightness, love, strength, calmness, confidence, masculinity, flexibility, humor, sexuality, joy, growth, and divinity. The more everyone who interacts with us in any way starts to live by these qualities. And back then, with our energies, convictions, states, the strength manifested through the fact that we were sincere, honest, thought constructively, noticed the good, quickly switched, expressed gratitude. Thought, done, said, implemented, did not exaggerate, did not downplay, and filled each word with meaning and made short sentences, speaking in such a way that the force we wanted to convey was heard at the end of the sentence. And we removed every word that could be unnecessary and filled them with our sense, state, and feeling of what we want. And at the same time, ready for the fact that if it happens, great. If not, oh well, because something better will happen than we imagined here. And in that case, we begin to vibrate with inner strength in such a way that each energy and every worldview of ours finds harmony with all others. And this can be poetry, both fiction and romance, technical processes, and the planet's ecological development, including the flora and fauna, humans, and technological progress, and something related to the foreign and extraterrestrial. Then, possessing all this harmony, we begin to shape the outside world with our inner world, because we are always the greatest source of strength when we are present in the here and now, rather than in the past or future. And it's important to understand that if we hold certain beliefs or intentions, they should comprise no more than 10% of us. Otherwise, we might become expendable for them. Therefore, we know what we want, yet we enjoy the process here and now. And knowing that everything around us is us, we show love to it as much as possible. But if it doesn't work out, we admit it, because it's not us who couldn't accept it with love, because love can only love. And when we are in beliefs, the beliefs themselves cause emotional rejection of something. Therefore, our task is to ensure that all beliefs are instruments of love, where love simply takes and uses every piece of knowledge we have to do anything in a state of harmony and development.